it's also worth emphasizing, no, that the Philippine Coast Guard did the rescue to the injured personnel. It took us more than 12 hours to retrieve yung mga injured personnel natin on board BRP Sierra Madre. It's because we learned about the injured AFP personnel as early as 10 a.m. and the Philippine Coast Guard, the two vessels that we deployed there, BRP Cabra and BRP Bagacay, to launch their RHIB. Kasi alam naman natin kung ano yung nangyari sa RHIB ng Armed Forces of the Philippines during that attempt of resupply mission. So basically, we had two objectives why the Philippine Coast Guard vessels came close to Ayungin. The first one is to retrieve the RHIBs that were towed by the Chinese Coast Guard, and the other one is to do medical evacuation for those injured personnel. That was 10 a.m. No? And then we only we were able to retrieve the damaged RHIB around 12 noon. So it took us 2 hours for us to really safe keep itong damage natin na RHIB. And then for the AFP personnel who were injured, it's only around 10:30 nang nakuha natin yung mga injured natin na AFP personnel. It's because despite of our coordinating efforts, no, to the Chinese Coast Guard to retrieve the injured AFP personnel, we were still subjected to dangerous maneuver and harassment from the Chinese Coast Guard, and not just the Chinese Coast Guard. No? We were also harassed by PLA Navy vessels like the Hubei class missile boats. I think you already had your own sources. It was already released to the media na ang rubber boat, ang RHIB na ginamit natin, was actually harassed by the Chinese Coast Guard RHIBs. We had the hard time to outmaneuver them and even to convince them to allow the Philippine Coast Guard RHIB to retrieve our injured AFP personnel. We were also coordinating with the Chinese Coast Guard, informing them that there are injured AFP personnel on board BRP Sierra Madre, and that we intend to carry out a medical evacuation. No? But still, despite of that advisory and radio call on the part of the Philippine Coast Guard vessels, we were still subjected to those harassment from the PLA Navy and the Chinese Coast Guard. Well, there is no specific guidance or instruction from the Chinese Coast Guard that we cannot retrieve. But as far as our radio communication with the Chinese Coast Guard is concerned, we are the one telling them that we are going to carry out a medical evacuation.
Okay.
I think detaining them is not the proper term, no? Kasi they are on board BRP Sierra Madre naman. I think the challenge then for us is to get those who are injured so that we can bring them to Palawan for medical attention.